Hi everyone! Here is our first lecture video in multimedia storytelling. Since we are on the verge of national chaos and distress, suddenly, our need to finish our 3-minute Everyday Hero interim project seems like the least of our concerns. However, as the saying goes, life must go on, and so do we. Now, what do you do when the pandemic hit you? Let's go back to the start of the term. Back in January, we started real good. We have our detailed syllabus, and we are well aware of what's expected from us by the end of the term. We have it all planned out. From the concept to the script, it's a pretty doable idea. I myself is very excited about our lobby launch, which is pretty cool by the way. However, February ended and still, some of you haven't even asked your subjects for permission. Some of you do not even know their real names. And some of you even have to change subjects because of their availability. So what started as a consistent trajectory suddenly became a little bit fuzzy. Now, when several of our nearby towns started declaring suspensions because of the virus outbreak, I have reminded everyone to start with whatever they can, because the remaining days feels like a ticking bomb. Sooner or later, our city will follow. We did follow last week. And so the whole Luzon region is in enhanced community quarantine. No one gets out. Nobody from the outside can get in. We still don't know when are we coming back to school. And we still don't know if we're ever coming back this term. What do we do with our interim projects now? Do we let it go? Of course not. We will make use of whatever we have now and a little journalistic skills, which we will be tackling later. Let's start first with a survey I conducted yesterday. Let's put it in the context of someone cosplaying as Queen Elsa. Roughly 5% of you is 90% done with their material. It's because they started early. Some even did an extra mile. They're like this Elsa cosplayer. The only thing missing is the real eyes from her hands. Some of you are like this Elsa. Have put effort in costume, but the overall characterization is still missing. The good thing about this Elsa is that the missing elements, like the hair, is workable. Just like what some of you have said, you had a couple of work done, and you just missed some elements to finish the project. What's good with you guys is at least you have something to work on, and that's fair enough for me. However, most of you are like this Elsa. She got whatever it is in her closet for her costume, a piece of cloth for her hair, and a plastic of ice for, well, the ice. Well, at least she got something. The problem with this group is that you have zero footages, meaning if we can't go back to school ASAP, which we can't until April, and that's a pretty tight schedule already, you won't have anything to work on. The thing is, fiascos like these happen every time in the industry. And when things like this happen, you won't hear them say, "Sorry, I just can't." And maybe, just maybe, this is a call to everyone to rethink if they're really at the right path. And as you can see, we have to think about it ourselves. Do I have what it takes to be a communication specialist? Because if you do, you have to have some journalistic skills with you. Well, not all of us will end up as journalists like me. But as communication students, as early as now, we should be practicing these journalistic skills to aid us, not just in this interim project, but your upcoming endeavors as well. First is your ability to work under pressure. As of now, the earliest time that we can go back to school is on April 1st. That will leave you very little room to work with In practice, you might get only 5 minutes to do that all-important interview or have the editor breathing down your neck while you write up your story. It's essential to keep cool and do the best that you can do when the going gets rough. This is our reality now. You're juggling all your course requirements with your two hands. Yet, you have to deliver, no matter what it takes. Next, self-reliance. Deadlines alter, circumstances change. Scheduled interviewees may go AWOL. In our case, we had several suspensions already, not to mention the indefinite and now expanded community quarantine for the whole Luzon. What do you do now? You'll always need to be able to think on your feet and have Plan B ready to roll. Determination and persistence. You'll need both of these in abundance to find a job of your dreams. Then when you've got it, you'll need these qualities all over again to ensure you always get the story, that interview, or the scoop of a lifetime. You can't just say, "Sorry, I don't have anything to start with." You can't just say that to your boss. You need to stay on track, get the goal, and make things work. Lastly, you shall be resourceful and have creative power. Going places is prohibited now, meaning whatever footages you have taken, that's it. Those are your primary materials. You can't get out of your house to conduct that long overdue interview. Not now, not in the coming of days. Now, what do we do? Here are some tips that I can give you so that you can still work on with your term project. You might not be able to follow your written script, but at least you still have an output in the end. First, you can do an online interview. You have to ask permission again from your subjects if they can allow you to conduct an online interview instead. Tell them about the gravity of the situation. Believe me, they'll understand, as long as you remain respectful and sincere with what you do. Ask them about their preferred schedule. Adjust your plan according to their availability. Remember, not all will be granted with an online video interview. Some will not even want you to record the video interview. That leads us to the next thing that you can do to go about your work. Narration or voiceover. Since some of your subjects won't allow you to record the online interview, what you can do is to transcribe your conversation and organize them into a narration. Some of the subjects won't even grant you an online video interview. Instead, they just want you to send in the questions and they'll answer. That's okay also, as long as you'll fashion it in a way that is not monotonous sounding. Remember, we are to tell a story. Another thing that you can do, if you don't even have B-rolls with you, is you may ask your subjects for secondary materials, like pictures and videos of them in action. Don't just get anything from their Facebook accounts. Let them send you the files, unless they allow you to just take anything from their albums. If that's the case, inform them which photos did you choose, and let them give you a go signal to use these materials. Also, you may get some supplemental videos from YouTube, or maybe pictures from Google, as long as you acknowledge them in the video, stating that you're only using them for educational purposes and not for profit. A disclaimer will not hurt, so please make use of them. Lastly, if you don't have any online contact with your subjects now, maybe it may be impossible to contact them in the coming days. Since you haven't built up rapport earlier, they might not entertain you now. Maybe it's better to start from the beginning by looking for more feasible subjects. Do not insist on your original idea anymore if it seems impossible now. By choosing a subject that is easy to converse with, you might be able to finish this project. Remember when we were still talking about this in class? Some of you have requested if we can make the video at least 5 minutes. In this situation, I guess 3 minutes is just okay. Oh well, I think that's all there is. No matter how many ideas I give, there's always 1,001 reason not to do it. But I believe in you guys. I believe in what you can do. Whatever this season may take us, let's get the job done. See you all soon and stay safe.